Sit back in the bed, meditate, I think I should. No, we ain't friends, got me on.
What's going on? It's Bryce from Fitz Records, and today I present to you the ultimate Logic Iceberg. I created this iceberg that you're seeing on the screen now. You may have seen it over on my Twitter if you follow me there. Maybe you saw it on the Logic subreddit. I also put it up there. I told you guys I would create a video analyzing this iceberg, going into detail of every single item and every single layer, so that's what we're doing today. So before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe, do all that, you know what I'm talking about. This is going to be one of my bigger videos. Alright, this is going to be a project that I've been working on for a while now, and I'm excited to bring that to you guys. So show me the support back, because this was a lot of work. Sir Robert Bryson Hall II, better known by his stage name Logic, is a multi-platinum and multi-Grammy nominated rapper and record producer. He began his music career in 2010 and is blown up to be one of the biggest artists of this generation. One 1-800-273-8255 is Logic's biggest single, a 2017 single with Khalid and Alyssa Cara that was featured on Everybody, peaked at number 3 on the US Billboard Hot 100, nominated for Song of the Year and Best Music Video at the 60th Annual Grammy Awards, and is currently sitting at 7 times platinum. This song actually was the third single to Everybody, but wasn't supposed to be a single at first, and it was going to be replaced with the song America from the album, but was changed last minute for unknown reasons. Homicide is a 2019 single featuring Eminem that was placed on Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Peaked at number 5 on the US Billboard Hot 100, is currently 2 times platinum. It is believed that this feature came from when Logic and Eminem met for the first time at a concert in Hawaii Eminem hosted, where he invited Logic and Sheck West to open. Every Day is a 2018 single featuring Marshmello that was placed on Bobby Tarantino 2. It peaked at number 29 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and is currently 2 times platinum. There's an extensive music video to this song, which is actually really good, and includes some of the other songs from the album like Warm It Up and 44 More. Sucker for Pain is a 2016 single by Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, Imagine Dragons, X Ambassadors, Ty Dolla $ign, and Logic, and it was made for the movie Suicide Squad. It peaked at number 15 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and is currently 3 times platinum. When this song played during the credits for the movie Suicide Squad, Logic's verse was actually cut out, which he wasn't too fond of. Six is Logic's main producer. He actually dropped out of college in 2009 to move to LA with Logic to pursue his dream of music. Over the years, Six has gained more and more placements, is now almost Logic's exclusive producer, producing almost every song on his newer projects. The Bobby Tarantino Alias is portrayed in the Bobby Tarantino mixtape series. Bobby Tarantino raps on trap instrumentals and is usually more braggadocious and explicit than Logic. Logic's been said to use this as a way to break into the mainstream while still being real to himself. The Young Sinatra Alias is portrayed in the Young Sinatra series. Young Sinatra usually raps on boom bap instrumentals and focuses on lyricism and wordplay. Logic said when he was starting out in the game he wanted an alter ego and an alias to go by, so he went with Young Sinatra after being inspired by the likes of Eminem and Slim Shady. The biracial meme started after the release of Everybody, with the popular complaint from the album being about Logic talking about his race too much, despite this honestly being blown out of proportion. Plus, even if he was talking about his race on that album, he has countless other projects where he rarely mentions it or doesn't mention it at all. So, I think the reason the meme got so out of hand was how popular the album was. This album is what really broke Logic into not just the mainstream, but the celebrity. So I think this was kind of a lot of groupthink mentality.
I'm biracial.
In 2018, at the 60th Grammys, Logic performed 1-800 with suicide survivors and had an impactful speech. The song performed, 1-800, was also nominated twice at this Grammy ceremony. Logic's first child was born on July 17, 2020, with his now wife, Brittany Noel. Logic named his son after himself, but often gives him the nickname of Lil Bobby, since he is a baby. This would make Logic's child Sir Robert Bryson Hall III. Sam Spratt is an incredibly talented artist who creates all of Logic's album covers and has since Under Pressure. He's also hidden on multiple album covers like the Everybody cover and the Incredible True Story. Sam Spratt actually has a website where he showcases all of his work, which spreads from Marvel, Netflix, other artists, to much more.
You're tuned in to Buck Naked and Kyle on Cosmos Radio.
Just 30 miles from Detroit.
Dr. Destruction is Logic's alter ego, who he claimed was an artist signed to Bobby Boy Records, who he met in Chicago, who is from 2097. He released the album Planetary Destruction in January 2021, which was exclusively produced by Logic and only released on free websites like DatPiff and SoundCloud because of all the samples and the clearing issues. So this all started from Tech Nine's 2016 song titled Sriracha. Tech was waiting on Logic's verse back, but showed the song to Joyner in the meantime, because Logic took forever to get the verse back. Joyner wanted to be on the song a lot, so when Logic finally recorded his verse, Joyner was already on the song. Joyner believed that Logic had a weak verse in the song since Joyner was added, so Joyner dissed Logic on his Mask Off remix saying, "And don't you compare me to Logic. Go listen to Sriracha. Yeah, that's Amanda to Rhonda. Yeah, that's a Benz to a Honda." Joyner then went on Everyday Struggle with DJ Academics to express that Logic's manager was aware of Joyner's 2017 album 508, 507, 2209 before it released, which contained a song about suicide. Joyner felt Logic copied this idea when 1-800 was released, which is also a song including a phone number and about suicide. Logic subliminally dissed Joyner with the song Yuck on Bobby Tarantino 2 and included a phone call from Elton John as a slap in the face to Joyner as he referred to Elton John on his original Sriracha verse. This beef was eventually squashed due to Royce da 5'9" intervening and getting them in a room together, and then they released the song Isis together in 2019. Now, it seems like they're good friends and have even performed with each other.
6 times for the kids like me who got ADHD, just a great let's go. Me and Jordan need a couple hearses. Double homicide, get a beat and a verse. Everybody living on the surface.
Louis Vuitton Briefcase is a beat tape that Logic said he would release in 2019. Most of it was work done during the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind tour, and a single called Ultraviolent was released. Many snippets and track names have been released. Logic even said he would drop it for fun in 2020 on stream, but did not end up doing so. And also COADM was featured on the beat tape. After the release of No Pressure and retirement, Logic was signed a multi-million-dollar deal to stream on Twitch for a few times a month for almost a year. During this time, he would go through a lot of phases of doing different things like playing chess, talking to his fans, playing various video games, reviewing music, creating beats, and other things like that. Logic was memed again for being quote-unquote retired for almost a year. Bobby Tarantino 3 released on July 30th, 2021, and No Pressure was his retirement album, which released on July 24th, 2020. A lot of these jokes were saying Logic had the shortest retirement of all time. Logic launched this record label in the summer of 2019 as a joint venture with DefJam. He changed his label's name from Elysium, we'll get to that later, to Bobby Boy Records. This roster includes artists Big Lembo, Damian Lamar Hudson, produced by JRB, K-Joe, John Lindahl, and Dr. Destruction. Bobby's World was a vlog series in 2019 on Logic's YouTube channel that previewed his new home and snippets to No Pressure. This was released a few months after Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and only lasted 4 episodes. Logic, unfortunately, lives with a serious anxiety and raps about it on plenty of his songs, including Anxiety from Everybody. He explains on this song that he was in a line to watch Star Wars when everything faded to black and he was diagnosed with anxiety in the hospital when he woke up. Hard Knock TV is an interview outlet run by the journalist Nick Huff Burley, who interviews Logic on their YouTube channel after almost every project release. Nick is good friends with Logic, and because of that, Logic gives him all the exclusives. Logic would traditionally bring a fan up the stage to rap the very last part of the second verse of Ganglaid to see how fast they can rap alongside him. He did this during most of his tours, but as of recently, stopped doing it because he didn't want the act to get old. The Just Another Day vlogs were a webisode series that was started in 2010 to document touring and his music creation. They stopped being uploaded during 2017 on the Everybody's Tour, unfortunately, but Logic has said he wants to pick up and do them more now, although we have yet to see that. The Everybody documentary was paired alongside the deluxe version of the Everybody album that covers a lot of the album's creation. There's a lot of insight here. You can find re-uploads of it on the internet on websites such as Vimeo, Reddit, etc. But it was originally an iTunes exclusive. Magic is a collaboration album between producers Madlib and the artist Logic that was officially announced in 2021, but an idea Logic had since 2020. 3 singles, Mars Only Part 3, Raddest Dad, and Mafia music were released, but no album has been released yet. It's rumored that this will come out after Logic goes independent, which would be after College Park drops, which is his next album, so we'll see if it comes out soon.
Logic, nigga.
Keep it. Yeah, shit's magic.
I ain't gonna play that shit.
Freestyle Fridays was an Instagram series started in 2018 for 5 consecutive weeks where Logic would upload 60-second snippets to songs with visual elements like a short music video. 3/5 of these songs ended up getting released: Cocaine, Pardon My Ego, and I'm Probably Gonna Rock Your World, while the other 2 never released. Elysium, which I mentioned earlier, was a record label started by Logic in the summer of 2017. This label started with the artists John Lindahl, Jessica Andrea, Big Lembo, and Damian Lamar Hudson. Logic is portrayed having a robot hand on the Everybody cover and the back of the No Pressure cover. His hand is also wrapped in bandages on the Bobby Tarantino 2 cover, and all of this comes together to spawn a lot of fan theories, which we'll get into later. The Confessions of a Dangerous Mind Side B theory started by fans after the negative reception to Confessions. Fans believed Logic's tweet saying Confessions was under pressure meeting Bobby Tarantino meant that the under pressure side is coming soon. A lot of the fans thought Confessions of a Dangerous Mind was too much like Bobby Tarantino and not enough like Under Pressure. Theories about one of the Freestyle Fridays songs that was given the song Levitate and 2 phones began to circulate in the community as people believed Logic had 2 phones, one for each side of the album. Logic and Freddie Gibbs would get into a small beef after Freddie would claim the Everybody cover was stolen from Freddie's cover to You Only Live Twice, which came out around the same time as Everybody did. Freddie confronted Logic about this in person and on Instagram. This beef got squashed over a FaceTime call shortly after, and they even planned on collabing, but it is yet to happen or release. The original sample to Lost in Translation, the last track on Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, could not be cleared because it had to be reworked to last minute. A video of the song being recorded in Tokyo, Japan, was uploaded to Hard Knock TV, and reproductions of the original sample have been created and posted.
Yeah, you heard what I say from EBT and watching BET on my TV. It's a platinum CD, now I got it like that, and we brought it like that. Yeah, they gon' bring it back like that illest sample from the 70s. I'm feeling heavenly, grew up in Maryland, and now my neighbor is Beverly. Even when Bobby Boy over the hill and he's 70.
For you, Rye is nothing.
Logic's current YouTube channel used to be a gaming channel that was started, which would consist of Let's Plays and game reviews, and was active around 2016. Juicy J has called Logic his best friend, and they've been spotted hanging out plenty of times together, and even streamed with each other on Twitch playing games like Call of Duty. They have plenty of songs together, and this is most likely a dream come true for Logic, as he grew up on 3 6 Mafia, which Juicy J was a part of. Juicy J also said he was executive producing something for Logic in 2019, but we've yet to see what that is. The Ultarian Language is a language introduced by Logic in 2019 that has been used on merch, album covers, his novel, and promotional material. He left it up to the fans to decipher all the letters, and by now we have a full alphabet of the entire language. Changes is the first song Logic ever previewed of him singing and playing the piano in a ballad style. He performed on the Everybody's Tour, and an early version of it was played on the 2018 Rapture documentary for Logic's episode on Netflix. It later leaked, and there are multiple versions and snippets of the songs that have been circulating. The Lines of Logic Twitter account was one of the largest fan pages. The owner was invited to the Young Sinatra 4 listening party, and the account sadly was suspended for copyright DMCA claim in 2021.
No problem.
Logic's favorite drink is a scotch, and he usually has one every night. This can be seen on a lot of his Twitch streams.
Yo, what's up, motherfuckers? I just performed at a festival, and I met Stevie Wonder. God damn, I met Stevie Wonder. I was just chilling in my shit. I'm drinking a little bit. I was just chilling, minding my own business, and they was like, yo, Stevie Wonder wants to meet you. And I was like, what?
Logic's astrological sign is an Aquarius, and he named the ship from the incredible true story, the Aquarius 3, and also mentioned this on the song Open Mic / Aquarius 3.
Don't fuck with my family. Huh? Huh?
Logic had a very powerful speech at the 2017 VMAs when he performed 1-800. This speech covered themes of equality, and he even cursed on live television to rebuttal the current president's labeling of certain world countries as shitholes.
No! Fuck you, alright! Fuck you!
So the Charlamagne beef started when Charlamagne asked Logic who raped his sisters in a 2014 interview. He later claimed Logic as being homophobic, as Logic said he didn't listen to a lot of rap about gay sex as he can't relate to it. Logic then called out Charlamagne on clickbait for this and said he would suck a dick to prove he's not gay, quoting Charlamagne saying he would suck 6ix9ine's dick if he beat his current legal case. Charlamagne then gave Logic Donkey of the Day on the Breakfast Club YouTube channel. The While You Wait EP was intended to release before Under Pressure for the fans while they wait for Logic's debut album. It was going to include songs Alright, While You Wait, and Finding Forever. It ended up just being a single release on SoundCloud on April 15, 2014 under the same name, and a tour under the same name in early 2014 as well. 88 Bars is the original version of See You Space Cowboy that was meant for No Pressure, with a different intro and the trap beat coming last instead of first. This was leaked a little bit before No Pressure with no verse over the trap instrumental. It was rumored that JID was set to collab in the original version, but he did not think it was right for the collab, and this song was originally meant for No Pressure. Hashtag Who Is Nicki was a hashtag used by fans and promo material leading up to the release of Under Pressure, as fans wondered who the mysterious female character was. A lot of theories that this was Logic's current girlfriend or ex-girlfriend circulated, when really it ended up just being Nicotine, which was unveiled on the song Nicki. Kevin Durant stated that The Incredible True Story was his favorite album of 2015. Kevin was also supposed to have a vocal outro on 44 More on Bobby Tarantino too, but it never ended up working out.
He's just killing it right now. Probably my favorite. He probably had the best album I listened to this year. Okay.
Incredible True Story.
Yeah, that album was incredible.
Psychological the Mixtape was Logic's first fully available release that was originally a compilation created by a fan with songs from the Real Mixtape and some other Lucy singles from around the Psychological era. But the Real Tape was entirely surfaced in 2021. The Real Tape was a CD Logic passed out at his first show opening because his mentor Solomon Taylor told him he needs something to spread the word about his music in the area. The original version of Ultra 85, which later had many other versions. This version has a leaked track list, and it's also rumored that the cover art is out there somewhere and it's circulating. Since we have the track list, a lot of leakers have leaked every song on the original version of Ultra 85 except for one. Thalia Trader is writing that's on a wall in the Everybody cover. Countless theories spawn from this that include the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind theory, we'll get to that later. It's also backed up by the back of the No Pressure cover art, showing Thalia rising above Logic as he's drowning in the water. CJ was a made-up character that Logic made when he used Snapchat heavily in the summer of 2016. He was a character Logic would jokingly act as by putting the face of Surfstar Chris, which was his old assistant, over his own with one of those Snapchat filters.
Hey, what's up, y'all? CJ again. Hey, and I look like a raccoon. Face fucked a hippo.
When Under Pressure was released, DefJam did not think Logic would sell well, and they shipped limited copies to stores and made fans had to ask for employees to get the unopened CDs from their backroom stock, as the album was not promoted as much as promised. This obviously frustrated Logic, which he would mention in songs and countless interviews. The IDK beef started when the song Trigger Happy was released on March 6, 2019, where IDK claims Logic and his manager tried to get his deal ruined.
Logic and his manager tried to ruin my deal. I guess that's what happens when you tell a nigga who spent his whole career proving that he's black, then he ain't black still. But when you taking food out my fridge, I ain't gotta chill.
IDK later poked fun at Logic's retirement and did not know Logic was Juicy J's producer tag, and not allow the tag to be used on his song 495, but he found out after its release and would express this frustration on Twitter. The Twitch Ultra 85 mixtape was a mixtape Logic said he might preview on Twitch during the beginning of his contract and would consist of him rapping over other rappers' beats for fun, like the old mixtapes back in the day. Snippets would include Logic rapping over instrumentals from Started From the Bottom by Drake, Heartbeat by Childish Gambino, Go Stupid by Polo G, and much more. Unfortunately, this mixtape was never previewed or released anywhere, and probably never will be, as verses from a lot of these snippets continued to be used on other music that was released throughout the year.
Yeah. This a new generation. Switch up the style, I'm regenerating. I be talking to God when I'm hearing Satan. I'm a black member pass like I'm Michael Payton.
All I Do Too refers to a snippet from G-Eazy and Logic in the studio where Logic uses lyrics from All I Do to open his verse. Eventually it leaked, and the actual name of the track was Waspy 2 and was a sequel and reused a sample from G-Eazy's original Waspy. This song is basically both of them going back and forth on their old roots and old styles, and kind of having a nostalgic track. But it is yet to be released, and probably never will. The Suga BTS collab was a potential collab that was brought to our attention when Logic posted a picture of him and Suga in the studio in 2020. Nothing from the session has ever been released yet, which is unfortunate. FaZe Illcams 38 was a sniping montage from the gaming collective FaZe that was released on February 25th, 2021, with juxtaposition from the Spotlight music video, which was released a few days later, where Logic can be seen wearing a FaZe hoodie. Due to FaZe's massive popularity at the moment, this not only boosted Logic, but got him a lot more fans, as Logic wasn't too big in the moment. South Park actually parodied 1-800 and Logic's VMA performance of it by having Eric Cartman go around the hallways of his school asking people if they want to die.
My heart screams, I don't want to live, no. Eric, we don't want you to die, Eric. Give life a try, Eric. We don't want you to die, Eric. Oh God, no, Eric.
Nas actually tried to sign Logic before he signed to Def Jam, but Logic denied it because he did not want to live in the legend shadow for his entire career. He rapped about this on the title track to his mixtape, Welcome to Forever, and even said Nas knew a lot of his lines to his songs during the meeting.
Remember meeting Nas for the first time. Shook his hand and he started quoting my lines. Said he a fan, goddamn, this is my time.
Thalia Confessions of a Dangerous Mind theory ties into Thalia Traitor theory, as after Confession's negative reception and hints from the cover art and the t-shirt that Logic's wearing on the cover art, which consists of Thalia's face, people theorized that Thalia took over Logic's body for this album, as the subject matter for Confessions is a lot different than Logic's usual projects, and it was also backed up by reverse audio in multiple songs which people thought were saying help. It's unknown if this theory was true or not, but I'd have to guess no. I think Logic was just kind of having fun with Confessions, but I do think it plays into the overarching story of his concept albums. I just don't think we know exactly how yet. FaZe Banks was actually on Jimmy Fallon with Logic when Logic performed in 2015 and had FaZe Banks hold his microphone in the crowd while Logic tried to solve a Rubik's Cube. I think Logic folded under pressure because he didn't actually complete the Rubik's Cube, but it was a cool moment. Logic met Jay-Z after the Grammys because Jay-Z and Beyonce caught Logic at a restaurant and then went up to his table to say hi and meet each other. This was actually a really big moment for Logic, as this was one of his biggest icons, and he's talked about this a lot in different interviews and streams. Logic's first show ever was actually opening for Ghostface Killah. He passed out his mixtape Psychological after the show, because Logic went by the name Psychological at this time, and met his soon-to-be best friend Big Lembo there, which he would later live with. The live music album is an album with live instrumentals and crowd samples that Logic has been working on during his retirement. Singles released on Logic's YouTube channel from the album include Live from the Farm and Over You. It's unclear if this will ever actually release, but if I had to guess, it would come out when Logic's independent. JID and Logic were filmed talking about a potential collab and listening to what Logic had for them to work on, and JID said he was down to hop on it. This was during the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind tour and part of a web series on JID's YouTube channel, but we've yet to ever hear this collab, and who knows if it'll ever actually come out.
That shit was crazy, bro. I just heard it. I just my email or whatever. Or you can just send it to me. Whatever's easiest. Okay. I'll see you. Sounds good.
In 2013, Logic toured with Kid Cudi, Big Sean, and Tyler the Creator. This was Logic's first major tour, as you can see from the headlining acts, and really jump-started Logic's career, as he would soon end up headlining arena tours in the next few years. The rapper Phora actually dissed Logic on his song No Scope, calling Logic's 1-800 fake rap.
But I guess it's better than all that motherfucking fake 1-800 rap. I just wanna be alive, yeah. I just wanna be alive, yeah.
I don't really know why he did this. What was the point? If it goes any deeper than this, I don't know. There was never any retaliation from Logic on this, and rightfully so, because this was just kind of stupid in my opinion. This is an upcoming screenplay written by Logic, and the only known existence of this is Logic posting about it with this photo. And this doesn't quite give a lot of information, but it happened. Now, this was a massive leak which started the continuous leaking of Logic tracks since. A lot of these tracks during the original 30 times leak were early demos of potential songs for No Pressure. A lot of people thought all of No Pressure was in this leak, which wasn't true, but honestly there was a good chunk of it. This is one of the bigger leaks I've seen for a major artist at one time. It's not very often that more than 2 or 3 tracks will leak from a single artist, especially an artist as big as Logic. Now, this is something that happened because the Perfect remix was recorded and ready to release shortly after the release of No Pressure, but DefJam refused to pay Lil Wayne for his verse, for whatever reason. Eventually the song would get released in late 2021, but this was long overdue, and I guess eventually DefJam coughed up the cash. Lil Durk actually remixed the song 1-800 and called it 1773 Vulture, that tackles themes of gang violence and homicide instead of suicide. Logic cleared the sample for Durk to release on all streaming platforms for profit. The song's actually really good.
It's gonna be a homicide. Fuck a Durk and they dying today. Facts.
The original GFuel Collab was before Logic's current GFuel deal with his own shaker cups and flavor. He had a separate deal with them in 2016 where only one single shaker cup was available. And if you actually got your hands on that, it's probably worth something nowadays. Rain in the Gutter was one of Logic's earliest tracks recorded in 2005 on his demo tape. It was previewed at the end of A to Z on No Pressure. He said he added this on as he was frustrated that his old music kept getting leaked, so he gave his fans an old grail for himself that nobody else would have been able to find.
Never want to flip scripts. I'm more raw than imaginary robbers. Rain in the gutter, my talent's a nice cutter.
J. Cole was actually hidden on the Everybody cover. When Everybody was announced and the cover art was released, J. Cole was edited out of the album cover as Logic did not want to spoil his hidden feature at the end of Africarian at the end of the album. The cover art was actually updated upon the album's release, and this was caught by fans, so as soon as the album came out, people realized that J. Cole was probably on the album. Because why would you edit him out and then put it back in if it wasn't an important part of the album? I don't know. I felt like he should have just put him in the whole time. The original Bobby Tarantino 3 from 2018 was the OG version of BT3 created during the BT vs. Everybody tour. This includes tracks from Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and the official Bobby Tarantino 3. Logic said in a recent stream he recorded a concept album about Cowboy Bebop and wants to get the original crew to voice his skits, and they're all down, but the parent company will not allow it. I assume this has to do with copyright reasons and legal reasons, and, you know, the parent company might not greenlight everything that happens in Logic's concept album, you know, a lot of creative disagreements, stuff like that. EastKoast Killa was one of Logic's earliest rap names he used before switching to the other moniker Lord Subliminal, which we'll talk about later. In The Last of Us Part 2, Logic actually plays a soldier in the game. He was put under motion capture and voiced the character. This was a huge honor because Logic was a huge fan of the Last of Us franchise and would make gaming videos about it on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's funny, right? It's funny. Serious? Laugh.
7th Assassin is a moniker that Jesse, Logic's brother, would use during the Doc D's album Planetary Destruction. And I'm not sure if he'll go under this name in his solo career, but he does plan on releasing music, as can be seen on his Instagram. Dizzy Wright said that him and Logic were definitely going to work on a project together. This unfortunately never saw the light of day, as Dizzy Wright said this a long time ago when they were frequently collabing, and it's been a minute.
Another newer rapper that you've been working with and people are wondering about is the project with Logic. What's the status of that right now?
Yeah, right now it's just hard right now because of everything, but I mean we've been talking about it for a while and one day we're definitely gonna do it.
Now, this wasn't really a beef, but Russ did have a slight issue with Logic's use of the E logo from Everybody, but cleared the air in 2018 on Everyday Struggle, claiming there was nothing ever between them. I guess the issue stemmed from the E on the Everybody, also looking like the 3, which kind of looked like a logo Russ would use on all his singles. I'm not really sure. I'm not too familiar with Russ's music, honestly. It's Dax! No, not that Dax. Now, Dax was actually the name of the character Logic plays on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's show, Mr. Corman. The words Dax can actually be seen on the Bobby Tarantino 3 cover art as the show released around the time of this mixtape. Josh is a handicap fan that won Logic's contest to be on the Everybody cover. He can be seen right here, and has met Logic multiple times and even rapped on stage with him before. Will Poulter is a famous actor and is a fan and friend of Logic who voices Christopher Smith on The Incredible True Story during the white people scene. Jurassic Park is the original recording of Super Mario World over Drake's song from the instrumental to Still Here from Views. It also featured Juicy J. This eventually leaked, and it's unknown why the original version with Juicy J's verse did not come out, but I think it's pretty obvious why the original instrumental was changed, because Logic would not have got that cleared. The Supermarket movie is a movie based on Logic's novel, Supermarket, that's been under development for a while. Logic has said it's had some minor setbacks causing it to take longer, and one of these being they had to change the overseeing company for it. The Cookies Anxiety Killer strain was a weed strain that Logic was developing around 2018, partnering with the brand Cookies, run by Burner, who's also a friend and rapper. They've collabed on Burner's song A, which also featured Mozzie and YG. And there's a recording of the studio session where basically they were just hotboxing. Pretty good video. The OG Maco Diss was a diss that OG Maco recorded towards Logic. Kind of. It all started when OG Maco claimed G-Eazy was blacker than Logic in a DJ Vlad interview.
G-Eazy is blacker than Logic.
I don't know about that.
I have never heard Logic song in my life.
And then later criticizing his naming of Everybody back when he originally entitled the Everybody album Africarian before it's released.
Announced his new album
title. Africarian.
Africarian.
The fuck is that?
He eventually released a diss song called For Logic Fans, aka The Internet, which was produced by Scott Storch on SoundCloud, basically just trying to prove to Logic's fans that he can rap, not even to Logic himself, because I think it got under his skin that Logic fans were saying he couldn't rap, or something, I don't know. Seems like he wanted attention.
I have never heard Logic song in my life.
Logic and his friend Mike Holland actually voiced 2 stormtroopers in Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker. This is most likely because of his friendship with the director of the film, J.J. Abrams, but regardless, this is a pretty cool Easter egg, and their names can actually be seen in the credits.
Knights of Ren, gold.
In early 2017, Logic and Joey Badass would meet up and ride around in the car, showing each other their albums before released, Everybody and All American Badass. Plans to tour together most likely came out of this meetup, as they toured together in 2017 for the Everybody's tour. Lord Subliminal is one of Logic's earliest rap names, which he mentioned earlier. No songs are available from this era, but plenty were uploaded and later taken out to the website Spoken vs. Written. Lil Yachty lost in Mario Kart because during the Everybody's tour, Logic played Mario Kart against fans and artists on every single stop and remained undefeated throughout the entire tour. Lil Yachty was one of these victims as Logic brought him out at his Atlanta date, and, of course, Logic won.
Different tactics here, and there it is! He takes first place medal, Mario! He came to the city and stole the crown to the end. Anything you want to say? I need a rematch.
DLH is Logic's friend and artist in Bobby Boy Record, collaborated with Logic on the notable Black Spider-Man. He goes by Damian Lamar Hudson, but used to go by DLH. They've been working together since 2010 with the song Drift Away, and in 2017 a mobile game under the same name was released, where the main character was Damian Lamar Hudson. Cal Scrubby dropped a song called Louis C.K. where he disses Logic for using the name Keanu Reeves as a song title when he did the same in 2017. Logic seemingly responds on Lost in Translations with the lyrics, "Take it day to day, everybody wanna hate straight away, that's how we lived in the world today, I'm Louis, you more CK." So basically Cal was trying to call Logic a copier, and Logic basically just did the same thing with wordplay, calling him Calvin Klein, and Logic is more Louis, as you can see. These rappers just want attention, guys. French Montana was actually Logic's old neighbor and used to live across the street from Logic in Calabasas, and waved down Logic one night at around 3 a.m. when they were both partying and drinking to record a track. That track later became known as Twisted. Logic's actually said he has a Tupac collab and played a very short snippet of it.
You wanna hear some real drop shit? I got a song with Tupac that's unreleased, but I ain't never gonna release that shit. Gotta capiche it.
Which actually contained Tupac's verse from Static Mix 2. Logic did say he'll never release it, which I guess makes sense because Tupac did not know who Logic was, and that verse is already out there on the internet. Who knows how he got his hands on it, but it does exist.
It's time to reveal the one and only Tupac coming for the kill. The one and only Tupac. Smoking these niggas like they endo, breaking them like they windows, and still they whip till they get a whip.
Logic explained in his memoir, the worst thing he ever did was spit in a special needs kid's Gatorade. He was peer pressured to do so, and the kid never knew he spit in his drink before Logic gave it to him. Logic said the kid ended up being extremely nice and even said he loved him when he had to leave the park that they were all at. Logic regretted this and almost instantly knew it was wrong. Skills are one of Logic's oldest rap names, which comes from when he was a kid that plays off the fact that he looks white and raps like one of the most popular rappers at the time, who happened to be white, Eminem. I don't think this name was ever used seriously.
And then he started calling me Logic, and then that was it.
Okay. Did you have other names before that?
I had Hitman, I had EastKoast Killa with a K, I had Lord Subliminal, I mean, it goes on. Come on, forget about it. Skittles.
Skittles?
Oh, forget about it.
All right, man, that's what it is.
From an Instagram live stream in 2018, it shows Drake at his mother's birthday party, when Logic joins the live, and Drake actually calls him Lodge. Logic has said before, him and Drake actually planned to meet up, but it ended up not working out, for whatever reason. A lot of people don't know the interaction between Drake and Logic, but it seems like they're on good terms, which is cool. Now hop on a track together.
You seen Lodge? Look at Lodge. Hello, GID.
This is one of Logic's earliest projects recorded and released in 2009. It was uploaded to MySpace, but removed after Logic was hacked. Some of the songs in the track list were released later on in Young Broken Infamous, and the only tracks we have apart from those are La 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 and Feel Good Remix. The Envisage of Smith Corona is one of the novels Logic's currently writing. This is about bank robberies and heists, and an Easter egg for this can be seen on the Bobby Tarantino 3 cover with a book on the ground. Level 10 is the 10th level of Damian Lamar Hudson's previously mentioned 2017 game, Drift Away. The background music is a long ad-lib and freestyle track by Logic with supporting vocals by Damian.
This is level 10. It's level 10, y'all. Gotta use your logic to force. Gotta use your logic to force to get past.
The On My Way mixtape is one of Logic's oldest known projects, recorded from 2006 to 2008. Not much of it at all is known for the project except for its existence in an email conversation. We Ballin' was a 2011 single created for the usage of Gonzaga High School in DC. A highlight reel of the team was posted using the song, which contains plenty of references to Gonzaga and the players at the time. Logic recalled a story on stream where his dad found the old file for his song Incarceration and recorded his own production over it, then uploaded it to the internet without Logic's permission. Now, this is extremely long and convoluted that ties in a lot of Logic's albums and the concepts around them, so I'm going to link the Reddit post in the description if you want to read it, but I'm going to do my best to summarize it right now. So this starts from the Everybody album artwork and the robot in the middle, which actually reads AIM 302. If you do a deep search on AIM 302 in the internet, you'll uncover an MIT PDF file that talks about real artificial intelligence from 1974. The exact description of this is, the splitting of a problem into subproblems often involve the same variable appearing in more than one of those subproblems. This makes them subproblems dependent upon one another, since a solution to one may not qualify as a solution to another. So this then goes deeper into, if you search for AIM 301, 301 taken from Logic's robot hand on the Everybody cover, you'll actually find another MIT study with the exact quote of, "The MIT AI laboratory is in the process of producing a small robot hand manipulation system, the mini robot," which ties into the hand that this comes from. After the quote from the 301 PDF, the next sentence says, "The overall structure of the system is divided into 3 parts. The thinking part, the vision part, and the mechanical arm part." Now, if you look at the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind singles, so you look at the Keanu Reeves artwork, thinking part, the Homicide artwork, vision part, and the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind artwork, the mechanical arm. Now, you're probably wondering why we keep looking up articles from MIT, but if you watch the Young Jesus music video, which came out right before Everybody, there's a news scene, and at the timestamp of 322, you can see at the bottom it says, C Corp to create artificial intelligence program that will be a part of the family, as CEO Robert Campbell puts it, scientists as MIT, ... continues. So as you can see, this is starting to come together a little bit. So this all comes back to saying ATM 301's not actually a robot, it's a suit. Going back to the Everybody artwork on his website, Samus Pratt actually labeled it as a A-class Pathfinder, which is something that a person will hop into to take control of them and find the path. This ties all into the Confessions theory and people thinking Thalia is the one actually rapping on Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. However, this is the deepest dive of that theory as it goes, so I decided to put it at the bottom of the iceberg. A lot of people think Logic actually stopped his concept album story for the time being because this person figured it out, but it's obviously unknown, and I don't think Logic would ever break on what is true and what isn't. So, you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, do all that, because this shit took forever to make, and, and I would like to be worthwhile. So please get this video in the algorithm. Alright, I want this shit to be everywhere, but thank you guys so much for watching. I put a lot into this, and I hope you enjoyed. It's been Bryce. Peace.